Hello, my name is Theodore Simondera. Welcome to our presentation today about saving for your future and investing in retirement funds. Now, I by no means am an expert in this field, and when you're dealing with your money, you absolutely should be talking to an expert. But I have done a ton of research. It's a field that greatly interests me, and I found a couple of things that are a little bit shocking. Like, according to the Social Security Administration's own website, did you know that a single retired worker would make about $1,500 a month? Now, for the year, that's only about $18,000. Considering the average household income in America today is about $50,000 a year, that's going to leave you a $30,000 income gap. We got to find a way to make that gap up, because as workers are getting older, they're realizing they aren't making enough money and Social Security isn't going to provide enough money for them to retire on. And they're going to have to continue to work well past their 60s. So, that being said, let's talk about one of the best things for you when you're talking about investing in your future, and that's compound interest, okay? If this presentation gets you to do anything, I'm hoping that it's to begin today. Figure it out, contact your employer, contact an agency, and figure out how to start saving at least a little bit for retirement today. Compound interest is where your money is essentially getting interest, that interest gets reinvested, and now that interest is making its own interest. Your money is making more money. You can see from our example here, Jack and Blake, now they invested the same amount of money across the same way for the same amount of years. The only thing that changed is Jack started 10 years earlier, okay? He started at 20. Blake, maybe he's having a family, had some issues going on, I don't know, but he started at 30. Now you see how much that cost Blake. It's over $1 million. That 10 years, because of the power of compound interest, cost him $1 million. Okay? So, let's look at some of your options. Now, one of the hurdles that many investors face is they don't understand certain things. And when you don't understand something, you're not looking to put your time in and invest in something or put your money into something you don't understand, like a Roth IRA, traditional 401k, stuff like that. So, let's talk about a couple of these options that we have, okay? First thing we're going to talk about is 401k, 403b. Now, these are fantastic beginner investment options. They are offered by your employer, okay? They have to come from your company. They get bundled with everyone else that works at your place of employment, and they go through one investment firm. It helps get lower fees. It's perfect because they usually give you someone to help guide you through the process of investing and getting just a good base down for your own knowledge. All right? Next thing we have is the individual retirement account, what some people call the IRA. All right, the IRAs. It's set up through, this is where you would contact like a bank or Fidelity by themselves, or like Vanguard, somebody like that, and they would set you up with an account. They give you a broker to work with, but there's a wealth of options there. Where the 401k, your HR department kind of pares down the options to just what they think would be best for you. They're going to offer you at the individual retirement account a lot more fancier options that, now their fees may be exorbitant on some of these, so you do have to watch things like that. But it might be a good option for you if you know a little bit more about investing and stuff like that. So, let's talk traditional versus Roth. With a traditional retirement account, essentially what's going to happen, now this could be a 401k, it could be an IRA, but it's what they call a traditional account. What happens is that today's contributions are taxed when you withdraw. That means the government, like we'll take our example here, the government gives you an allowance where it's like essentially that you make $50,000 a year, okay? You tell them, look, I'm investing $5,000. So they go, okay, we understand that you're investing $5,000. We're going to act like you only made $45,000 this year, okay? That's deferring your tax liability until you withdraw at age 65 or 67, whatever that is. Whereas with a Roth account, contributions are taxed today. They take your taxes out now, and the government says, okay, we've taxed your money. Now whenever you withdraw, whether it's if you're 65 and a half, whether it's your your principal or what you've made in interest. You've already paid taxes on that. That's your money now, okay? You can look at your account and go, all right, I have $100,000 and that's my $100,000. None of that's going to the tax man. That's a great account for somebody who's maybe making just average or above, a little above average of a normal household income, because when you get to retirement, it's very simple to look at your account and go, that's what I have. So let's look at our chart here. Now, what I did was I put a small example together, right? Everybody drives a car, and a lot of us have car payments, okay? Now, let's say we bought a $24,000 car. Over 5 years, it's a $400 payment. What I did was, at the end of that 5 years, a lot of times people like getting new cars. They like to get into something newer. You know, you've earned it. It's nice to be able to do that, but if you were to keep that car for an extra 10 years, that's 15 years worth of having this car. Now, that might seem like a lot, but it really isn't when you think about it. As you invest that money over the 10 years, you're watching it grow. You see this bar here, the small, or the light purple bar is your investment. That's where most of your money is going to come from, but the smaller purple bar is actually your investment interest that's growing as you're going through the account. If you did this for 10 years and you bought a $24,000 car in the first 5 years, like before you did this, you've actually earned more interest than that car you would have paid for that car in the first place. That's free money right there. You contributed $48,000. But you've earned $27,000, and now you have a total investment of $77,000. If you were able to invest that $400 a month over the course of 30 years, that investment would be making $47,000 a year. Not total, $47,000 a year. That's almost a household income. I really hope that this is showing you the power of compound interest and why you need to start investing as soon as possible. I can't hammer home enough how much that's important to me, and I think every one of us should do that. That's my time. Thank you for your time, and I will see you next time.